Having people with a whole lot of disabilities talking about their sexuality makes us really think through assumptions we make about the way we define people and the way we make assumptions about lots of things in their lives which are not necessarily part of the label that they're wearing at that moment. We all have multiple labels. We all need to define ourselves. We all need to be seen as part of a diverse humanity that deserves respect.
Because I think I was born like gay, yeah, but nobody knows about it. My mum didn't know, my father didn't know, my brother didn't know, my sister didn't know, nobody knew, nobody. But sometimes I go to Newtown, that's where I go sometimes in Newtown, because Newtown has got like a big back room thing, gay men go. They've got in the city, they've got a lot of drag shows, and that's where I go. Everyone dresses up like I do. I go out like this. My wedding dress, it's all white with feathers around the bottom. And the lady goes, "Oh, can I have that wedding dress there?" She goes, "Yeah, just take it." Tried everything on, like the shoes, the wedding dress, the veil, tried everything on there. Everything just went. I can't wait till I get married. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I was born deaf into a hearing family, but I have a deaf brother. I am a fully signing deaf person, and my family learned to sign, so I never had problems with communicating with my family. And I also went to a deaf school, so I had a lot of deaf friends at school. In the deaf community, there are a lot of people who are gay, lesbian, transgender. A huge problem. I wasn't nervous to come out and tell people. People were very accepting straight away. My mum, my dad, you know, my friends, everything have been very accepting. So I've been lucky to have a community that's so accepting of us. In Australia, there's the official language is English, and Auslan hasn't been recognised as an official language of Australia. Deaf people in Australia are lobbying for sign language, for Australian Sign Language to become an official language of Australia, to be taught in schools, to improve awareness of sign language, so that deaf people have more access in future. Bilingualism is a human right, meaning that deaf people can access everything in English and sign language, and then sign language being their native language.
The first time I told my family I was gay, we had an argument, so it didn't turn out as well as I planned or as I thought. We don't really talk as much because they find it hard to accept it. It's something they can't accept. I suppose having been in a few relationships had its good sides and its bad side, quite interesting as well. If I'm gay, I should be able to be happy about it, and it's a real good feeling. The interesting part of it, I suppose, is having people accept who I am.
I didn't know she was bisexual, she didn't know I was bisexual, and I think I just felt comfortable with her, and I kissed her, and that's how everything kind of formed. Yeah.
Some people aren't so accepting.
We should be entitled to equal rights. Just because we're different, we should be treated the same way. It's like our rights are kind of diminished because we're disabled and we're bi, we're not like other people.
We've always leant on each other. We may have our fights and like our ups and downs, but we always make up and we become stronger.
My name's Meredith. I had a large aneurysm in my head when I was 16. When I was in hospital, I knew that I was probably a lesbian, and that was difficult. Okay, I went through a course, Living Waters, yes, to make myself straight, it obviously didn't work. Being a lesbian and disability, it's a double whammy, because being a lesbian, you know, people are going to see that, and also with a disability you can't hide from your disability either. It's okay to be both, like being disabled and being gay. I want to be real with myself, my disability, my sexuality. I don't want to be something that I'm not.
Hi, Mark. Well, I was gay with nephew. He told me all about it, and he said to me, "Don't worry about it. We'll do the gym. I'll do all the workout. I don't want a boyfriend. I don't care. I don't want. He got a nice car. That's all I want. Cuddle every night. I don't want."
Michael Thomas Morrissey. When I was found out that I was HIV positive, well, I was very sick. I was in hospital for a while. It took a long time for my brain to repair itself. You know. HIV has affected my motor skills. It damaged my visual cortex. Being HIV and being gay, having a disability, you know, has been probably a bit of a challenge, but you know, I get through it, you know, so I'm me at the end of the day.
Well, my name is Nathan. Ake and I have been together for just over 6 years.
My name is Ake, and originally from Thailand, so I just moved here after I know Nathan.
You know, my disability is fairly recent, so I lost my eye last year due to complications from cancer. I'm still in transition, I suppose. I'm getting used to having one eye and walking around, and it's not a big deal or a big issue. My life just continues on.
To me, a person's still a person in any shape and form, so we all change sooner or later.
It also doesn't have to be hard if you have people around you who are supportive, and it's important to find those people to make your life easier.
Oh, my name's Stephen Long and I am from Manly. I am a cross-dresser. I do a lot of wearing girls' clothes. My family don't agree with, but it's their choice. They're not going to, they said they can't stop me because I used to wear my mum's clothes. I've been doing it since I was about 8. Oh, it makes you feel good. You get emotionally feel good, you look good, you feel good, you got makeup on, you get a wig on. Sometimes I live as a man, sometimes I live as a woman. Well, you got to be. If you're not strong in what you believe, you're going to be useless. And I'm not useless. I'm not past my use-by date. Yeah, well, if anyone wants to cross-dress, all we got to do is just buy the clothes and wear them. And if you feel you can't, speak to someone like who's got life experience like me or someone, or they can help you.
My name is Terence Gregory Pierce, and in 1991 I discovered that I was HIV. Totally changed it, totally destroyed it, totally made it good sometimes. It's nearly always on. I've seen a lot of my friends dying in a lot of hospitals like RPA, Vincent. 2 of my partners passed away with AIDS. You're never too old to get AIDS.
My name is Titi Charte. I have been an activist from the word go. I go right back to, as a very young person, to gay liberation and women's liberation from sort of 1970-71 onwards. Because I'm involved in BDSM, bondage, domination, sadism, masochism, okay, which is fetish sexualities. You know, you can be desexualised, or people will desexualise you if you are disabled. In terms of our sexuality and in terms of the fact that our sexuality is like everything, it's intellectual, it's physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual. It's completely tied up with who we are as a being. It's necessary for us to explore and learn. Sexuality is something that grows and expands as we learn about ourselves and have experiences as well. It's not a fixed thing. I think a life well lived is a life of exploration, and it's important to explore all aspects of ourselves.
I'm G-E-O-R, Georgia. I have right-sided cerebral palsy. Yes. Also have severe oral dyspraxia. People have silly assumptions. I don't really have patience to challenge their silly assumptions. We are just regular people in unusual bodies. Sex is kind of equalizes everyone.
My name is Yvette. I'm 37 and a mum, and so I was born with a neural deafness in both ears. Up until my mid-30s, I've always sort of not been quite open to talk about it. I wasn't out gay and up until about 4 or 5 years ago. You know, I mean, I have the disability, and that was big enough for me to be sort of quite open about that, and then to have this, you know, another sort of thing that sort of put you in a minority group to worry about. It was just like, oh, I just can't deal with that. Yeah, pretty much since I had Kai, I was just like, you know what, I'm proud of who I am, and I want my son to have a really great role model and stuff. So, okay, you know, so I came out and like that, and, you know, haven't looked back. I'm just so who I am now, and finally get to be me.
My name's Amy Cutler. I'm 34, artist, illustrator, currently studying at Enmore Design Centre. I've got a rare connective tissue disorder called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Very bendy and soft-skinned and prone to injury quicker than the normal person. In regards to my sexuality, I think I sometimes feel like I'm in the too hard basket. Not only am I disabled, but I'm also gay. I also have mental health issues. I've never had any problems with my sexuality at all. I've always been quite comfortable with it. I've always been told, well, you should try and look more like you fit into a certain category of gay woman. And I was like, but I'm my own category. I am happy with how I dress. Why do I need to be categorised? So there's definitely, I think, stereotyping even within the community. That's quite sad.
My name is Brian Baggio. I was actually born in Queensland. My family are actually all deaf, and my father's side is Aboriginal. My mob is the Kalkadoon, and my mother's side is Australian Italian. Well, for me, I grew up in a family that is a completely deaf family, so it was just born naturally. Deaf culture was just there. It wasn't a hard experience for our family. Barriers existed outside our family. Particularly with myself, I've got those 3 different areas. I'm deaf, gay, and Aboriginal. So there are these 3 different intersections for me. I think I'm lucky in a sense to have those 3 different connections, and also to be very accepted in those 3 different areas.
I'm Sarah. I've been diagnosed with MS. My name's Kat. Sarah's my primary partner. I actually got sick about 6 weeks after we got together. That became quite difficult. But I think we've run the gamut through, just about everything. And the positives that come out of that is that we have an incredibly strong relationship and a really good relationship as separate to the MS.
There's this thing that, sexuality is about identity and it is about relationships, but it's also about sex. And that's a really taboo topic around people with disabilities. But people with disabilities like sex, want sex, have sex. You might have to be different sex. I'm not going to break if I have sex. If you are interested in someone, be interested in them, whether they have a disability or not, then not going to break. Talk to them. You'll have a great time.
I came from a religious family. I was born in a female body. I liked girls ever since I was young. Before then, I was like, I must be a lesbian. And it didn't occur to me I could be transgender because I never heard of it before. No matter what your situation is, if you have a disability, intellectual disability or any sort of disability, that doesn't define who you are. It's okay to be yourself. People don't think someone with intellectual disability will say, oh, I'm trans, or I'm lesbian, or I'm gay, and they won't understand why that is. But no, that's not true. I know who I am.
Too often what is defined as a disability obscures a very human variety of needs and wants and desires of the people that we label that way. These vignettes affirm the full humanity of all the participants.